Well, after a weekend hiatus, we are back here on the Sideline Crowd. I'm Skylar Timmons. As the Rockies open up a 4-game series against the visiting San Francisco Giants. Both teams struggling. The NL West, San Francisco Giants and the Rockies both won yesterday in a Sunday game. As the Rockies look to get back on a roll, they took Game 4 against the Cincinnati Reds, 6-3. And they'll hand the ball to Chichi Gonzalez, making his 6th start of the year. He's 0-4 with an 8.10 ERA. 25 hits allowed, 17 strikeouts and 12 walks. Good outing last time by Chichi. But the Rockies looking to bounce back. Had some struggles against the Reds. As the Giants will stand in. Billy Hamilton leads things off for the Giants. Here's the first pitch to Hamilton. Tries to bunt himself on, but that rolls foul. And that'll be strike one. Hamilton on a 9-game hitting streak. Giants coming off a 14-game losing streak that they finally snapped yesterday. Here's the 0-1. Misses high, ball one. But the Giants managing to take Game 3 against the Chicago White Sox. They're at 16-24. The Rockies right behind them at 15-24. Here's the 1-1 to Hamilton. Chopper to first. Murphy will flip over to Gonzalez, who covers. And there's out number one. So we'll take a look here at the Giants starting lineup. Leading off, Billy Hamilton. Then batting second, Yolmer Sanchez, the first baseman. Batting third, Hunter Pence. Cleanup hitters, Pablo Sandoval. Then Wilmer Flores, the second baseman. Alex Dickerson, center field, bats sixth. Brandon Crawford, the shortstop. Then Rob Brantley, the catcher, with Johnny Cueto on the mound. Here's Yolmer Sanchez, and he'll take ball one. Here's the 1-0 to Sanchez. Catches the zone. It's a 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Sanchez. Swings and hits that one foul. Well, the Giants, last time these two teams met, and there's a big swing and a miss there. And so Gonzalez strikes out Sanchez for the second out of the inning. With the fastball up and in, Sanchez not able to catch up to it. And that'll bring up the hottest hitter for the Giants right now in Hunter Pence. Pence, who's hitting .307 on the year, takes ball one. He's got 6 homers, 23 RBIs. Second on the Giants in homers. Here's the 1-0, misses down. Hunter Pence leads the National League in triples, of all things. 4 triples for him thus far. Here's the 2-0. Tapper back up the mound, and it's into center field for a base hit. So the Giants get a 2-out single here from Hunter Pence. Kind of down in the zone and just gets on top of it, but gets enough of it to just shoot it back up the middle, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval hitting a lot better on the road, hitting .255 with 3 homers, 11 RBIs. It's hitting .220 on the year with 5 homers. Oddly enough, struggles when he's at Oracle Park in San Francisco. First pitch to Sandoval, lined into center field. That's down for a base hit. Pence will stop at second. And so there's 2 men aboard here with 2 outs in the first. Well, Gonzalez got the first 2 men fairly easily. But then a couple of back-to-back singles here, and the Giants threatening here. Nice piece of hitting there by Pablo Sandoval, being aggressive against Chichi Gonzalez. I'll bring up the second baseman, Wilmer Flores. Flores struggling against right-handers, in .207 against righties. It's .241 on the year. And up and down this Giants lineup, you'll just see the struggles that they've been having. Here's the first pitch to Flores. He's first pitch swinging, but line right at the second baseman, Ryan McMahon, and that'll retire the side. So 1.5 of an inning done here in Colorado. Giants get a couple of hits, but nothing more. We head to the bottom of the first. Top of the order, due up for the Rockies. Rockies will face Johnny Cueto. Cueto in his 9th start of the year, he's 2-3, 4.26 ERA, 50 strikeouts to 10 walks for a 114 whip. He's given up 48 hits in 50 2/3 innings of work, so he's given up a hit just about every inning, at least one an inning. And that'll hopefully be beneficial for the Rockies. Trevor Story leads things off. Struggling as of late. He's down to 204 with his batting average, 6 homers, 19 RBIs. He's really been struggling to find his footing in this Rockies lineup. Here's the first pitch to Cueto, or from Cueto, and misses low ball 1. Like I said, Giants just above the Rockies by half a game here in the division. So if the Rockies can win, they could push themselves up half a game on the Giants. Both of them kind of fighting in the bottom. Grounded to first, backhanded by Sanchez, who takes it to the bag. And there's one away here for the Rockies as we take a look at their starting lineup. Leadoff man Trevor Story, then batting second, David Dahl, center fielder. Nolan Arenado batting third. Charlie Blackmon cleanup. First baseman Daniel Murphy bats fifth. Sam Hilliard out in the left, he bats sixth. Tony Walters behind the plate, batting seventh. And Ryan McMahon, the second baseman, batting eighth, with Chichi Gonzalez there in the pitcher's spot. So that'll bring up David Dahl, who's a little bit been on a tear as of late, or he can improve things. Skied out to deep left field, but Hamilton's there to make the catch. And there's two away here in the Rockies half of the first. 3 pitches to get 2 outs. You'll see that from Johnny Cueto, who, being the veteran that he is, really pounds the zone, pitches at contact. Very successful. I'm bringing up Nolan Arenado. Leads the team in RBIs with 31. He's got 9 homers, 316 average. Arenado having a typical year for himself. That'll be the first pitch to the MVP candidate, and it's taken all the way for strike 1. In his career against Cueto, Arenado's 5 for 32 with 7 punch-outs. So he's had a rough time against Cueto. Cueto doesn't throw as hard as he used to, but he is able to really utilize pitch movement and location to get outs. As it's quickly 0-2 on the Rockies' third baseman. Now that's really a key as you get older as a pitcher. I think that's why we saw Greg Maddux. I think that's a lost form of pitching of the Greg Maddux style. Just pound the zone, throw strikes, change speeds, and Johnny Cueto gets Arenado to swing at that changeup. So 1-2-3 go the Rockies in the first. We're one away here in Colorado. We head to the top of the second. No score. Well, Alex Dickerson will lead things off for the Giants here in the second. Get a chance here. We'll update you on how the Giants have been doing. First pitch to Dickerson's fouled away. Here's the 0-1 to Dickerson. Called strike there. Well, you see with the Giants that they've just snapped a 14-game losing streak. They took 1 of 3 from the Chicago White Sox. Swing and a miss, and Gonzalez sets down Dickerson on 3 straight pitches, and there's one away here in the second. Nice pitch sequence there. Down in the zone, gets him to swing over the breaking ball. That'll bring up the left-handed hitting shortstop Brandon Crawford. Just a little under 200 on the year. Still looking for that 100th home run. He's 2 away from 100 career home runs. Crawford just having a very rough year at shortstop. Taking all the way, it's 0-2. Well, you see a little bit of a different look here for a bit of the injury bug's been hitting the Giants. Buster Posey's out for a couple weeks with a broken arm. And then Jeff Samardzij's out 2 to 3 weeks with a shoulder tear. And then Brandon Belt, who's usually the first baseman, has been out 5 to 6 months with a torn labrum. And you can see that reflected in their record, all these injuries. Some of the heavy hitters of your starters, and you the starting pitcher, your star catcher, your first baseman.
Nope, that's away.
The count's even now at 2-2. So that reflects in their 16-24 record. Here's the 2-2 to Crawford. Swings and fouls that one back, and will do it again. Went with the cutter there. Here's the 2-2 to Crawford. Fouls that one away again. Well, we've seen the Giants kind of in this, not sort of a rebuild, they're just sort of in a limbo at the moment. Here's the 2-2. Misses outside, runs the count full. Well, we've seen the Giants, they were so competitive during that stretch where they're winning the World Series almost every other year. In 2010, 2012, and 2014. Payoff pitch to Crawford misses low. And that's a one-out walk to the shortstop. Numbering up the catcher, Rob Brantley, in 233 on the year. He's got 4 RBIs. Here's the first pitch to Brantley. Swinging right past the third baseman, Nolan Arenado, into left field. Throw comes into second. Crawford doesn't run well, as Sam Hilliard kind of makes the attempt, but now there's 2 men aboard with 1 away. Luckily, it's Johnny Cueto, the pitcher, who still can hit well. He's hitting 167 on the year. Lays down the bunt, buries it in the dirt. Runners move up, so Chichi Gonzalez does his job for him. Now goes a wild pitch. Both runners move up into scoring position. And now Cueto's free to swing away. So there's 1 away here. First base is open now. Runners on second and third. So the walk and the single, and then the wild pitch. Let's put Gonzalez into a tight spot. Johnny Cueto signed with the Giants 2015. Spending time between the Reds and the Royals, and his way over to the Giants. We're looking at a veteran starter. Here's the 1-1 to Cueto. That runs high. It's 2-1. Cueto at the moment is probably the Giants' best pitcher, roughly. Drew Smiley has also been very successful for him as of late. Here's the 2-1 to Cueto. That one's slow roller to short, backhanded by Story. Gets the out at first. Meanwhile, Crawford scores, and it's 1-0 San Francisco here in the second. I'll bring up the leadoff man, Billy Hamilton. Real quick, here's how the Rockies line up defensively from left to right. You got Sam Hilliard, David Dahl, and Charlie Blackmon. Infield, same as always, Arenado, Story, McMahon, Murphy, with the Walters behind the plate. Bring up Billy Hamilton now, who's behind 0-1. 14 stolen bases for the speedy outfielder. Here's the 0-1. Just misses outside, 1-1. Well, Billy Hamilton, his speed has never been a question. He's always been very fast on the base paths. It's just been his hitting that has always kind of struggled in his time in the big leagues with the Reds, the Royals, some of these other teams. Here's the 2-1. This is outside, 3-1. But he's always such a dangerous weapon to have. If you can get him on base in the early goings, it's kind of like Ricky Henderson, who would get on base and then basically turn a walk into a triple by swiping the next 2 bags, and that's kind of the speed Billy Hamilton has. Here's the 3-1 to Hamilton. This one's lifted high and deep to right field. Blackman giving chase. Jumps in, can't make the catch. That'll get down. Hamilton around second. He'll glide into third easily. Meanwhile, the run scores. RBI triple for Billy Hamilton as pitching coach Steve Foster will come out to talk to Gonzalez, who's making quite a few mistakes here, trying to calm him down. Leaving pitches over the plate. I'm bringing up Yolmer Sanchez, the first baseman. Runner at third with 2 outs. This one's fouled away. Was able to get Sanchez to strike out last inning. He's hitting 147 on the year. There's the 0-1. Up and in, 1-1. Well, as always, we see just the struggles the Rockies have had pitching-wise, trying to figure out that staff. Here's the 1-1. Big swing to miss there. It comes up empty on the changeup. It's 1-2. Good showing from the Rockies yesterday, at least, pitching-wise. Ryan Castellani got his first win in the big leagues. Went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 8 hits, walked 3 Reds, but he struck out 9. And then Diaz, Estevez, Pazos, and Kinley threw scoreless innings to close out the game. Hunter Pence on deck. Counts 3-2 now on the Giants' first baseman. Here's a payoff pitch to Sanchez. Lifted high to right field. Blackman takes a few steps back, makes the catch to retire on the side. But the Giants take a 2-0 lead as they get a pair of runs across. Way to the bottom of the second. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Rockies here on this Monday afternoon on the Sideline Crowd. Well, the Rockies right fielder Charlie Blackman leads things off. Leads the Rockies in average with 364. 8 homers, 26 RBIs. Blackman's been on a tear as of late, especially here at home. First pitch to Blackman, called strike the knees. Got a .629 slugging percentage. That's 7th best in the National League. Blackman 4 for 5 in yesterday's win against the Reds. 8-3 win. I misspoke earlier. Have 3 RBIs. Here's the 0-1 to Blackman. And this one's hit high and drifting foul. And he makes the catch at the wall. Long run for Pence. Thought it was going to get out, but he runs it down, and there's 1 away now. Here's how the Giants, good fielding Giants, line up defensively. Left to right, Hamilton, Dickerson, and Hunter Pence. Infield, Pablo Sandoval, Brandon Crawford, Wilmer Flores, and Yolmer Sanchez, with Rob Brantley behind the plate. .991 fielding percentage for the Giants. They're usually a very good defensive team. First pitch to Daniel Murphy, swung on and hit deep into the right center field gap. That'll one-hop the wall, and that'll be a stand-up double for Daniel Murphy. First pitch swinging, squares it up. Just drills it into the gap. 9th double of the year for Daniel Murphy. Down the heart of the plate with that pitch. Murphy just crushes it. So runner in scoring position for the left fielder Sam Hilliard, hitting .317. He's got 3 homers, 8 RBIs. We've seen Daniel Murphy do that quite a bit as of late, where he jumps on a first pitch and just drills it into the gap. So he waits his second. Here's the first pitch to Sam Hilliard. Pitch misses low. Ball 1. Coming up later, we got some news that we'll talk a little bit about. Now in the 4th, 5th inning. Here's the 1-0. Big swing and a miss there at the fastball. It's 1-1. Cueto comes set, checks the runner at second, kicks and deals. Another hefty swing there by Hilliard, but he can't connect on the changeup. And it's 1-2. Start off on that changeup's coming in at 80 miles an hour. Cueto roughly throws around the low 90s. Pitch misses outside on another changeup. It's 2-2. Cueto uses that changeup quite a bit. It's a good out pitch. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on another changeup. And there's 2 away. Just pulled the string on him. That's so dangerous. Tony Walters bats now. 286 on the year. 1 homer. Here's the first pitch to Walters. Might have caught the zone, but it's called a ball. It's 1-0. Haven't seen Walters around as much as of late. Dom Nunez getting a lot of work behind the dish. Swing and a miss there by Walters. It's 1-1. I think we may see Walters back in there a little bit more. Here's the 1-1. Popped up behind third and shallow. Drifting foul. Diving attempt by Hamilton. Bounces off his glove, and that'll be a foul ball. And there's Billy Hamilton's speed. Almost just about caught that thing to end the inning, but can't quite pinch it. And now it's 2-2 on Tony Walters. Murphy at second. He doubled. 2 outs here in the second. Giants lead at 2-0. A lot of 2s on that board. Now runs inside. 3-2 now. Well, we've seen Walters really improve as a hitter, being a lot more patient. He's been a good little asset at the bottom of the lineup. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase the changeup. And that'll retire the sides. The Rockies get a man to second, but can't do anything more than that. Way to the top of the third. Giants lead this 2-0. So we're here in the top of the third. Hunter Pence will lead things off for the Giants. It's again Skylar Timmons joining you here on the Sideline Crowd. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Here's the first pitch to Hunter Pence. Called strike there. Pence in his last game went 2 for 4 with a couple of homers. Been a very bright spot for an otherwise dreary Giants lineup. Grounded to second, and McMahon gets the out at first, and there's quickly 1 away here in the third. When we take a look at these standings again, these 2 teams are at the bottom of the division, just a half game separating them. Los Angeles leads at 22-17. San Diego and Arizona both 3 games back at 20-21. Pablo Sandoval stand-in, singled in the first inning. You're really seeing that dynamic change for the San Diego Padres, who are on the rise. They have a lot of good young arms, a lot of good prospects, and a good-looking lineup right now. A lot of talent. This one's lying right at Trevor Story at short, and there's 2 away here. Hit it on the nails, but right at Trevor Story, so Pablo Sandoval will have to stop in his tracks, kind of hangs his head in shame. He'll head back to the dugout and give way to Wilmer Flores. Lined out in the first. But I think the Padres are just the result of a very long kind of rebuild and just developing themselves, retooling. And then we see with the Diamondbacks, who are just able to retool on the fly and keep themselves competitive just about every year. Middle of the pack, sometimes at the top. Where they haven't been breaking the bank, so to say. They still have made some big acquisitions. Alex Dickerson waits on deck. 3-0 on Flores. Chichi Gonzalez having trouble finding the zone. But unlike the Rockies, who made little to no acquisitions during the offseason, called strike there on the fastball. All those other 2 teams, you see the result here in this simulated season. They've improved. They're competing. giving the Dodgers a little bit of run for their money. Let's take it all the way again, and it's 3-2 now. Cutter down the heart of the plate. Here's the payoff pitch to Flores. Runs up and in, and he loses him. Ball 4. So Flores draws the 2-out walk. Slider couldn't get the right grip on it. Gets away from him. I'm bringing up Alex Dickerson, who's 0 for 1. Chichi Gonzalez up around 50 pitches now. Strikeout victim in the first was Dickerson. As Gonzalez looks to get out of this inning again. Second or third walk issued by Gonzalez so far. Tapper back to the mound. Gonzalez gloves it, throws over to Murphy, and that'll retire the side. So the 2-out walk does nothing. We into the bottom of the third. Rockies still trail this one 2-0 here at Coors. 8-9-1 due up for the Rockies. Beautiful day. Look at those mountains. So Ryan McMahon, the second baseman, will lead things off here in the bottom of the third. McMahon hitting .231, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. Here's the first pitch to McMahon. Taken outside, ball 1. We'll see McMahon kind of go up and down in this lineup so far. He's kind of had an up and down year so far. Here's the 2-0 to McMahon. Hits that one foul. There's the 2-1. This one's hitting to left field. That'll get down for a base hit. So leadoff single here for Ryan McMahon. Start the Rockies here in the third. Now I'm bringing up the pitcher, Chichi Gonzalez, who will look to advance the runner with a sacrifice bunt. Here's the first pitch to Gonzalez. Pulls the bunt back, and it's 1-0. This has been the hard part for the Rockies, is getting the sacrifice bunt down a lot of the times. And it's hard because your third baseman's playing in, so you want to keep it away from him. Well, he shows bunt. Gets a piece of it, but fouls it back. It's 1-1. Here's another 1-1. Gets the bunt down this time. Hit directly to Sanchez, who throws over to second. Get the out there. So the leadoff man is retired. Gonzalez reaches safely. And there's one away, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. The bunts are just hit super hard directly at guys who can quickly try and turn a double play. And so now there's one away here with the pitcher running at first now. I'm bringing up Trevor Story, ground out victim in the first. Looks to change his luck and really figure out the hitting game again. Here's the first pitch to Story. Tap to third. Sandoval's got it. Over to Flores. Over to Sanchez to retire the side. So a 5-4-3 double play ends the inning. Rockies still trail 2-0. We head to the top of the fourth. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Coors Field, at least virtually, where I'm broadcasting from here in Colorado. It's a little gloomy. Weather isn't too great. Kind of windy. Not good baseball weather. We got Brandon Crawford leading things off here in the fourth. Walked in the first. Here's the first pitch to Crawford. Swinging, hits this one to left field. Hilliard ranging back, makes the catch on the run, and there's one away here to start the fourth. That's how you want to start things off. One pitch, one out for the Rockies. I'm going to get Rob Brantley, who singled, came around to score. Rob Brantley having to fill in for Buster Posey, which hard, big shoes to fill, but as far as he's doing his job, this being a solid veteran behind the dish. for this Giants offense, for this Giants pitching staff. Splitting his career with Miami and most recently was with Philadelphia, the White Sox. So he's been around the National League a bit. It's 1-1 now on the Giants catcher. Here's the 1-1. That runs a little bit outside. And here's the 2-1. Fouls that one away. It's 2-2 to Brantley, misses low. 3-2. I haven't seen much of Brantley, with the Rockies. They don't play his teams very often. This popped up on the infield. Arenado calls for it. He'll make the catch. And there's 2 away here in the 4th for the Giants. So Chichi Gonzalez doing his job. Getting in contact. I'll bring up the pitcher, Johnny Cueto. RBI ground out his last time up. Got the Giants on the board. First pitch swinging is Cueto and fouls away. Here in a little bit we'll talk about some of that news for the 2020 season. Looks like we're getting closer to a decision on that. Called strike the letters. It's 1-2 now on the Giants pitcher. And the 1-2. Grounded to third. Gloving it is Arenado. Throws it over to first. And now to retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Giants here in the 4th. Way to the bottom of the inning. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Rockies. They trail this one 2-0. So the center fielder David Dahl will lead things off. He's 0 for 1 with the flyout in the first. 255 average. Here's the first pitch to Dahl. And a called strike there. On the outside corner, it's 0-1. I was saying, it looks like we're getting closer to a approved plan for the 2020 season, at least what it looks like. As there was the reports kind of last week that they were going to submit a proposal. They did that today, and it looks like the owners, at least, they were kind of have met with this proposal. The MLB owners approved the plan. That's what a source was telling Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic. And then that proposal will be shared with the Players Union tomorrow to see if they approve it. And that could potentially start the season around the 4th of July weekend in ballparks without fans. Swing and a miss there by David Dahl. Tied him up on the slider inside. And that's the 4th strikeout for Johnny Cueto. There's 1 out here in the 4th. I'm bringing up Nolan Arenado. Arenado 0 for 1. Here's the first pitch to him. Called strike there. It's 0-1. But here's kind of the lowdown of how this season would work. The locations thing is still up in the air. This one's hit foul. But roughly they'd be shooting for about an 80-game season, so about half the season to play. You'd only play in your division, which would combine the National League West would play both National League West and American League West teams. So your 3 divisions would be East, West, and Central. And swing and a miss there by Arenado at the changeup, and there's 2 away here. 5th strikeout of the game for Cueto. That changeup just bites, and the Rockies having a hard time picking it up and catching up to it. Way out in front of that one. So Cueto just mowing down the Rockies. And I'll bring up Charlie Blackmon, who popped out into right field in foul territory. First pitch swinging hits this one deep to right field. Pence going back, makes the catch. And that'll retire the side. Rockies go down 1-2-3 yet again. We head to the top of the fifth. Giants still lead it 2-0. Top of the order due up for the Giants. It's Billy Hamilton, RBI triple his last time up. Jake McGee and Wade Davis warm up in the Rockies bullpen. Called strike of the knees. It's 0-1. So they would have about 80 games. You'd only play the teams in your division. Potentially they want to play in home ballparks. Or if, a city or state won't allow them to do that, they can relocate maybe to another city or another state, maybe their spring training facilities, make accommodations that way. Another thing is that they'd have spring training in mid-June, so just about a month. Just misses inside, 2-1. And then also, it would expand the DH to the National League for the 2020 season. That's another conversation maybe we'll talk about in a little bit. The implications of that. But then the postseason would roughly resemble that of the rumored snapped the bat, but that one's foul. I'll have to run back down, and it's 2-2. Would basically be the rumored proposal for playoffs that was floated around back in February that would see it expanded to 14 teams. There would basically be 4 wildcard teams. So you'd have your 3 division leaders, and then you would have 4 wildcard teams, and then it would just kind of be based on record. Grounder to second, backhanded by McMahon, throws off balance, gets Hamilton at first. Tough play there for Ryan McMahon with the speedster Billy Hamilton, but he's able to make the play, made it look smooth. A nice transition there, throwing off his right foot. Kind of rough to twist your body like that, but so one away here, and I'll bring up Yomer Sanchez, who's 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout in this one. So that's kind of basically the look of what's potentially to happen for the 2020 season. Kind of that scenario, and so it was approved reportedly by MLB owners. So they approved the plan, and we'll see how those negotiations and discussions go tomorrow with the Players Union and Tony Clark, the representative, the president of the Players Union. Sky out to left, Hilliard makes the catch, and there's 2 away here in the 5th.
Now batting, right fielder, Hunter.
I'll bring up Hunter Pence. Some 1 for 2 in this one. Had a single back in the first inning. It still is. Jeff Passan of ESPN reports that money is still at the heart of the return. According to sources, owners are fearful of deep financial losses with fan-free stadiums. And so they would include a 50-50 revenue split with the players, sources told ESPN. So the owners agreed to that in a call on Monday. Check swing, and they say he didn't go around, so it's 2-1 now. Here's the 2-1 to Pence. Misses high, ball 3. Here's the 3-1 to Pence. Line right past the glove of Arenado. That's going to get to the wall, and that'll be extra bases for Hunter Pence. Cruises into second with a 2-out double. And so there's a man in scoring position here in the 5th. Up and in. Gets out in front of it and just yanks it right past the glove of Arenado. Rolls all the way to the wall for a double, numbering at Pablo Sandoval. With 2 outs and a man at second. First pitch to the third baseman. Misses low, ball 1. So one of the other things is that a 30-man roster, basically with a taxi squad that would have upward of 50 players available. That's important to see because that may kind of have some implications for minor league baseball. Still don't know what the deal with minor league baseball is. Now, if this plan goes through for the majors, what does that mean for minor league baseball? Do they cancel those seasons and just have some of those guys available for the top roster spots? Maybe guys that were in spring training in the big league club, things like that. Have them work at practice facilities to be ready for call-ups. So there's still a lot of implications, still a lot of confusing talking points and things we don't know. Hopefully we'll get a better picture of things tomorrow on Tuesday, May 12th. 3-0 on Sandoval here. Gonzalez kicks and deals. Check swing, but it's taken for a strike anyways, and it's 3-1 now. So that's what they really have to figure out for everything. And this is low, ball 4, so it's 2 outs here. The Giants have 2 men aboard. Here in the 5th, Gonzalez up over 80 pitches now. I'm bringing up the second baseman, Wilmer Flores. Flores walked his last time up. So we'll see here what happens for the baseball season. Still interested to see what happens in minor league baseball. So many rumors that they're just going to cancel that season, which is very understandable. You look at the AHL, which is basically the minor league affiliate of hockey of the NHL. They just announced today that they were canceling today or yesterday, announcing that they're canceling the rest of their 2019-2020 season. Comes the 2-0 to Gonzalez, or from Gonzalez. Skied down the line, foul. It's 2-1. But many of the players, their biggest concern with the 2020 season is making sure that everybody is protected and the health concerns. That's taken for a strike. It's 2-2. Because a lot of these players are worried about, there's so many guys that can be in that field. They're worried about their safety. Grounded to short, they'll go to second with it, and that'll retire the side. So we're through 5 here almost. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 the score. San Francisco still holds on to a lead. Rockies only have 2 hits. Murphy, Hilliard, and Walters due up in the bottom of the inning. As they try to figure out Johnny Cueto. Veteran has been electric on the mound. 5 strikeouts so far. A lot of it via the changeup. Rockies have had a hard time catching up to it and really recognizing it. He's had him out on their front foot all night. As Bud Black looks on, trying to plan his next moves, as potentially he may have the pitcher spot here due up in this inning. The Rockies can get something going here. Daniel Murphy will lead things off. A leadoff double his last time up. Hit one into the gap. So here's the first pitch to Murphy. Called strike to the knees. There's that changeup again from Cueto. And here's the 0-1 delivery. Popped up into left field. Hamilton's there to make the catch. And there's one away here. As I was saying, the players just worried about their health. There's so many guys basically on a team, not just players, but coaches, trainers, everybody, umpires, that they're concerned about their health. How do you make sure that everybody is stayed healthy? What happens if a player tests positive? How do you make sure that everybody is going to be able to be tested as needed? Sam Hilliard, first pitch swinging, hits it through the hole through the left side. And there's a 1-out single here. Sam Hilliard with the Rockies' 3rd hit of the evening. Being aggressive against Cueto there. It's off the end of the bat, but pushes it through the hole, and I'll bring up the catcher, Tony Walters. Strikeout victim in the 2nd. So we'll see. Potentially we'll hopefully get more of those questions answered in the next couple days. And you can always pay attention to the Sideline Crowd on Facebook, where we share a lot of that news as it comes out. First pitch to Walters is a called strike. Another thing is the spring training that they propose would not include any games. It would mostly be teams just get ready at their home stadiums. 0-1 grounded back to the pitcher. Cueto knocks it down. He'll get the out at first. Hilliard moves up to second. Ball kind of got tangled up in Johnny Cueto. Kind of limping around a little bit. Shaking it off. That hit him hard right in the shin. That's his. Waves off the trainer. Looks like he'll be okay. And that'll bring him Ryan McMahon, singled in the third. 2 outs here, man at second. Here in the fifth, Rockies trail 2-0. This is a good scoring opportunity for them. First pitch to McMahon, misses high, ball 1. So that's kind of the lowdown of the MLB proposal. Let's look at things. Misses 2-0. Interesting to see. We'll just have to look at things for the next couple of days. Here's the 2-0. That one's back up the middle into center field. Hilliard around third. The throw home, not in time as Hilliard slides in safely. In the meantime, McMahon tries to move up to second, but he's thrown out. But Ryan McMahon with the RBI single gets the Rockies on the board. They trail 2-1. Not sure why they're showing that play. That was from earlier in the game. But we head to the sixth. 2-1 the score. As Rockies will go to the bullpen, we get Jake McGee here making his 20th appearance. He's 0-1, 19 innings work, 5.21 ERA, 17 strikeouts to 7 walks. It's been tough on right-handers, 238. And then lefties hitting 308 against him. He'll face Alex Dickerson, the center fielder. First pitch, Dickerson. First pitch swinging, hits it high and deep to right field. Blackman giving chase to the wall, makes the catch. Just missed giving up the home run there. Well, there's one away here in the sixth. I'm bringing Brandon Crawford, who's 0 for 1, walking a run scored in this one. Now to look at some of the other news headlines here. That pitch misses 1-0. Crawford against McGee in his career is 5 for 14 with a homer. Well, news that just came out today is that supposedly the cancellation of the World Baseball Classic in 2021 is imminent, which is very depressing to hear about. The World Baseball Classic only happens kind of like every 4 years or so. That's what it feels like. Grounded to second. McMahon throws on to first, and there's 2 away. Notice that happens every couple of years. Last one happened in 2017 when Team USA beat Team Puerto Rico, I believe. Something like that. Either Team Cuba or Team Puerto Rico. So I'll bring up Rob Brantley with 2 outs. Team USA won that game. Or was it Team Dominican? I can't remember. It was one of those teams. Just the 2-2. The first pitch to Brantley misses high, and it's a 1-0. Jairo Diaz and Wade Davis warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Presumably, one of them may pitch the 6th. As we'll have a pinch hitter to lead off the bottom of the inning for the Rockies. 1-0 is it down and in. The tournament was set to start next March in the U.S., Japan, and Taiwan, but it's interesting to see what will happen with that. So much travel and worldwide, and who knows how things will look a year from now still. It's popped into foul territory. Murphy's there, makes the catch, and there's 2 away. That'll retire the side. Lost count of the outs there. So 1-2-3 inning for Jake McGee. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The Rockies trail 2-1. Here at Coors Field.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So Raimel Tapia will pinch hit and lead things off here.
number 15.
As he'll pinch hit for Jake McGee. Rockies down 2-1. Johnny Cueto still in there for the Giants. He's only at 47 pitches. First pitch swing is Tapia, and he hits it past a diving Brandon Crawford, and so the leadoff man's aboard here for the Rockies. We see Tapia very aggressive at the plate, usually swinging at the first pitch. Works out here as he hits it past Crawford. So there's speed on the base paths for Trevor Story. A couple of groundouts so far in this game. But I always love watching the World Baseball Classic. Well, when I watched it in 2017, very exciting game. It's fun to see, a lot of these players, show some pride for their nation. It's kind of the fun baseball Olympic. We have baseball in the Olympics next season, at least we were supposed to. Our next Olympics. 2020 Olympics in Japan were postponed to 2021. Still in jeopardy of those even happening, potentially. Here's the 0-1, or throw over to first. Tapia's back easily. But it's fun to see, these teams like the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Those teams showing a lot more of their flair than you saw the U.S. And their culture, seeing these different cultures lined into left. Hamilton's there to make the catch. Yes, Tapia will retreat to first. So it's a shame that we won't get to see it next year potentially. Hopefully things may get figured out by then, but who knows. I'm going to give David Dahl here with one away. But kind of one of the talking points I wanted to do was about the universal DH for the National League and American League teams. Called strike there on Dahl. It's 0-1 now on the Rockies center fielder. It's flared into left. That'll get down for a base hit. So 2 aboard now with 1 out for Nolan Arenado. It's 0 for 2 in this one so far.
Now batter, the third baseman.
Waits for it until the very last second to swing. Now bringing Nolan Arenado with 1 out here. Rockies trail 2-1. 2 strikeouts for Arenado thus far. He's had a hard time adjusting to that changeup from Cueto. Cueto gets his sign, comes set. Tapia at second, Dahl at first. First pitch to Arenado. Called strike in the inside corner. It's 0-1. Arenado hitting .406 with runners in scoring position on the year. But the universal DH, we'll get to it after this pitch, see what happens. Slow roller to short. Glove flip over to second, over to first. In the dirt, it's picked for the double play. That'll retire the side. So the Rockies had a good chance there, but the double play ends it. We head to the top of the 7th. 2-1 the score. Giants lead it. Cueto, another good pitch to get out of the inning. So Wade Davis will pitch the 7th here for the Rockies. 18th appearance. He's 2-1. 3.86 ERA. 17 strikeouts and 11 walks. Thriving a little bit better since moving out of the closer spot. In Bears again as he'll face Johnny Cueto. It's 0 for 2. And then back to the top of the order. But the universal DH will be an interesting thing because what implications does that mean for National League teams who are probably at a little bit of a disadvantage because of it? First pitch misses ball 1. Because they didn't have it all to plan for. They're probably players that maybe they'll go after to kind of help with that. And here's the 1-0 to Cueto. Big swing there. It's 1-1. Probably the most intriguing pinch hit or player on the free agent market right now is Yasiel Puig, who then could be a service to one of these National League teams who are looking for a designated hitter. Because the National League, when they don't have that, since they don't have that DH, then you miss out on a lot of sluggers, guys like Edwin Encarnacion, Nelson Cruz, guys who are a defensive liability, like JD Martinez. Here's the 2-1, misses outside, 3-1. So that could help the National League. Kind of gives the National League a bit of a disadvantage. They weren't focusing on that. They weren't planning for it. But now they may all of a sudden be thrust into that. Sure, they have guys that they can fill into that spot, rotate a lot of guys through it. Who knows? Here's the 3-1 to Cueto. Called strike in the inside corner. Thought it was a ball. He watched it all the way in. Luckily, it's called a strike. That'll run the count full on the Giants pitcher. Payoff pitch from Davis. Misses high, ball 4, so he walks the pitcher to lead off the inning. And Cueto's aboard here in the 7th.
Now back, left fielder, Billy Hamilton.
I'll bring up Billy Hamilton, the speedy left fielder. He's 1 for 3. RBI triple in this one. Ira Diaz and Tyler Kinley warming up in the Rockies bullpen. So who knows? Those were fake reports. Brief rumors that the Rockies were interested in Yasiel Puig. Now perhaps with the universal DH, they go out and grab him to kind of have him rotate in that spot. Now you have Ian Desmond who can hit in the DH spot. You got a lot of options, at least on the Rockies. Maybe you can take out one of your defensive liabilities. Sam Hilliard could play in the outfield. Charlie Blackmon could be the DH. Things like that. Here's the 1-1 to Billy Hamilton. This is high, 2-1. But as always, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Comes the 2-1 pitch to Hamilton. Lifted high and deep. Bad jump there by Dahl, who recovers, runs it down, and there's one away here.
The first baseman, number 2, Yolmer.
Bring up the first baseman, Yolmer Sanchez. Yolmer Sanchez, 0 for 3 in this one. Here's the first pitch to him. Check swing, but it's a called ball. And it's 1-0. Taken for a ball. Thought it was a strike. Looked like it caught the top of the zone, but now I'll make it 2-0 on the first baseman. And now it's 2-1 to Yolmer Sanchez. Davis, as always, this is kind of why he got taken out of the closer spot, is just struggling with pounding the zone and getting strikes. Gets the call there on the knuckle curve. Kind of borderline there. It's 2-2. Here's the 2-2. That one's fouled away. It's 2-2. His velocity and such had been down the last couple seasons since coming to Colorado. It's been kind of on the decline as of late. Here's the 2-2 to Davis. That one's fouled away. Evens the count at 2-2. That always seems to be the case. You get guys too little, too late. You miss the prime or the peak of their career, and then you just sort of get them on the down trend. This one's hit deep to center field. Dahl runs back, makes the catch. And so there's 2 away here. Davis recovers after the leadoff walk to get the next 2 men via the fly ball. I'm bringing up Hunter Pence. It's 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Out of the woods, dangerous hitter here in Hunter Pence. And with the way that those fly balls have been carrying for these last 2 batters, Davis has really got to be careful here. Keep the knuckle curve down. Don't let Pence lift anything. First pitch misses low on the cutter. This comes set. Here's the 1-0. Tapper in front of the mound. Walters collects it, fires down to first to retire the side. So the Giants get a leadoff walk, but then Davis gets the next 3 men. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Rockies trail by 1. 4, 5, and 6 due up. Charlie Blackmon will lead things off. He's 0 for 2 with a couple flyouts here in this one. So Charlie Blackmon looking to kick things off here for the Rockies, trying to start a rally. We're here in the 7th. They're down by 1. Johnny Cueto, a remarkable 55 pitches on that pitch. Trevor Gott and Tony Watson warm up in the Giants bullpen. Very economic start here for Johnny Cueto. He's pounded the zone, gotten ground balls. Pitch misses inside. It's 1-1. It's the 1-1. That one's hit foul. That changeup again has been really his bread and butter for this game. That pitch misses down and in. It's 2-2. But it's hard when you got a cutter or a changeup that bites that much. Here's the 2-2. That runs inside, runs the count full. Daniel Murphy waits on deck. We'll see if he goes to that changeup down again. Well, with the changeup, but Blackmon beats it into the dirt over to second. And that'll be out number 1 here to start the 7th.
The first baseman, number 9, Daniel Murphy.
All right, Daniel Murphy with a double. Appearance of the Rockies' lone extra base hit. First pitch to Murphy. Called strike there. It's 0-1. But that changeup is, we've just seen, I haven't seen any more beautiful changeup as of late. Here's the 0-1 to Murphy. Runs inside. It's 1-1. Went with the slider. Because when your fastball isn't blazing anymore, big swing and a miss there at the changeup at 81 miles an hour. Then you got to rely on the off-speed stuff. Trying to back up the middle. Huge ramp off the mound. It must have hit the rubber. But that'll go as a base hit. As Murphy's aboard here. Killer must have rolled up and hit the rubber and just directly shot upward. And that'll do it for Johnny Cueto. Gabe Kapler going out there. Go to his bullpen to get the lefty, Tony Watson. Good outing by Johnny Cueto. Goes 7 1/3 innings, or 6 1/3 innings. Only allows 1 run. 5 or 6 strikeouts. No walks. Or at least 1 walk. As they'll go to Harlan Garcia. His 23rd appearance, he's 1-1 with 2.41 ERA, 14 strikeouts, 7 walks, 18 2/3 inning of work. So he'll come in now with a man at first and 1 away here in the 7th. Slew of lefties coming up. This is the move for Gabe Kapler. And this is low, ball 1. Hilliard 1 for 2 has scored the Rockies' lone run. Back in the 5th. So we'll see what happens here. Misses high, 2-0. So 2-0 now here on Sam Hilliard. 1 away. You got Tony Walters waiting on deck. Then Ryan McMahon, and then the pitcher's spot. 2-0 delivery. Catches the zone there. It's 2-1. Yesterday was Mother's Day. Hopefully everybody had a good day with their mothers. And here at the Sideline Crowd, we salute all those mothers, especially those that have made sure we get practice. This one bounces in to right field for a base hit. So another single for Sam Hilliard. Kind of chopped it into the ground, but able to bounce it right past Flores. Kind of had that forward bouncing action. So there's 2 men aboard here with 1 out, and Tony Walters up to the plate. He's 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out in this one. Garcia looking to get him to roll over on something, turn a double play to get him out of the inning. Tying run at second. Here's the first pitch to Walters. Catches the zone on the outside part of the plate. It's 0-1. But we thank all of our mothers that have, especially mine, that have, especially baseball moms that have watched over us and made sure they were at games, made sure we were at practice, always had things. We wouldn't be anywhere without our mothers. It's 0-2 now on Tony Walters. Here's the pitch. Runs outside, 1-2. Living on that outside part of the plate, trying to get Walters to chase something. Look for him to go with the breaking ball here, maybe. Here's the 1-2. Slider runs outside. It's 2-2. Comes another 2-2 pitch. Rolls one to second. Flores over to second, back over to first. Not in time. Walters beats it out, so prevents the double play. Now goes an error on the first baseman, Sanchez, who couldn't dig it. I remember Ryan McMahon, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and an RBI in this one. So he bats now with men on the corners, 2 outs here in the 7th. Big spot here, tying run 90 feet away. Here's the pitch to McMahon. Big swing and a miss there at the slider. It's 0-1. We see McMahon with some big hits in the later innings. Looking for another one here. Here's the 0-1. Check swing, but it's called anyway. It's 0-2 now on the Rockies' second baseman. Comes the 0-2. Got him on the slider. And that'll retire the side. Rockies squander another scoring opportunity. We head to the 8th inning. Rockies down 2-1 here at Coors Field. They've out hit the Giants. As we'll get a double switch here. We had Jairo Diaz making his 25th appearance. 6.23 ERA, 21 strikeout. So we see who replaces. Chris Owings comes in for Ryan McMahon, who will bat second now. McMahon, 2 for 3 on the night. And I don't know why you take him out. You improve a little bit defensively with Chris Owings. Here's the 0-1 to Sandoval. Misses low. Ball 1. 1-1 now. Diaz has really struggled as of late, somewhat in these later innings. Rolls over on that one, hits it foul. Limiting damage, more or less. Had a good outing yesterday. Just looking for him to keep it going. Here's the 1-2. Taken all the way, strike 3. Sandoval can't believe it, thought it was inside. Fooled him with the fastball. Might have been looking off speed, but it froze him. So he watches the fastball in there for strike 3, and there's one away here. Start the 8th. So I'll bring up Wilmer Flores here. Rockies have James Pazos and Tyler Kinley warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Kind of stretching, getting things ready. Here's the 1-0 to Flores. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Everybody's been watching that Last Dance thing with Michael Jordan. I haven't watched it all as of late, but I think most recent episodes is talking about him in the minor leagues when he's playing baseball, which is interesting. The whole argument is if he had stuck with it and given enough time, would Michael Jordan have made it to the majors? And personally speaking, my own opinion, someone's hit high and to center field. Dahl's there to make the catch, and it's 2-1. If my name was Michael Jordan and I was arguably the best basketball player of all time, and I'm playing for a team such as the Chicago White Sox in their system, it's Alex Dickerson stands in here. Sure, given enough time, anybody can make it to the majors. But specifically, I think Michael Jordan, regardless of a lot of stuff he did in the minors, if he was there for a season or two, he would have at some point made it onto the Chicago White Sox team, as a bench player or something, just for the sheer publicity. This one's flared out into right. Coming in is Blackman. Dive, can't make the catch. And that'll go single here. 2-out single. I'm bringing Brandon Crawford. Alex Dickerson pumped over that hit. It's 2 away here in the 8th. Because if I was a marketing guy and I have Michael Jordan about to be on my team, I would do everything in my power to get him up there just for that sheer publicity, because the people of Chicago would go nuts to go see the White Sox and see Michael Jordan, because then you advertise, oh, he's going to finally get his first start tonight. Oh, can't remember what position he was playing. I think it was outfield or something. Called strike there. No, and you just throw him out there, say, hey, he's starting tonight, you would pack that house. So, from what it looked like, he was doing okay, but still definitely like not caliber of a lot of those other guys, because then he could easily go back and play basketball. Here's the 2-2 to Crawford, and this one is crushed deep to right field. That one's going to get on out of here. I think that hit off the third deck. So an absolute bomb for Brandon Crawford. 2-run shot off of Jairo Diaz, who has now made it a 4-1 ball game. Rockies are now down by 3 here in the 8th. That's kind of been the story for him. Diaz comes in the 8th in some of these later games that are losing. Looks like it only was just a moonshot into right field, hit into the stands just above the scoreboard. I'll bring up Rob Brantley, but 2 outs here in the 8th, and Diaz continues to struggle. And again, it's another one of those things. We'll see what the Rockies do, if they're going to make any changes with their rotation or in the bullpen, because there's a lot of decisions that need to be made. Guys like Jairo Diaz, guys that have these huge ERAs that aren't really doing much. It's fouled away. Chichi Gonzalez didn't do too bad this game, went 5 innings. Only gave up the 2 runs. Rockies got him back within 1. And they squandered some opportunities, but now Diaz has made it a 4-1 game. So that pitch misses 1 and 2. Their continued struggles. Diaz coming up with his 20th pitch. Cruised and got the first 2 outs, and then just kind of let these other 2 get away from him, and now you find yourself 1 and 2. That was if Charlie Blackman makes that catch in right field, it's a tough catch, sinking line drive, and he dove, didn't come up with it. Grounded to second. Owings has got it. He'll throw over to first, and that'll tire the side. But Brandon Crawford, the booming 2-run shot, Giants lead 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Rockies looking to rally. We'll get a double switch here for the Giants, as we'll see who Gabe Kapler brings in. We'll get Trevor Gott on the mound, make his 14th appearance. It's 1-0, 2.53 ERA. Chris Owings came in part of the double switch. Will lead things off here. So number 46 plays for the playing shortstop now. Take over for Brandon Crawford. Once we see him come up to the plate, then we'll get an idea of who's playing. I'm not sure who their name is. I forgot to look at the roster. Popped up on the infield. Sandoval's there. Makes the catch. And there's one away here to start the Rockies' 8th. Rockies had a good chance. They were only down 2-1. Still very doable. They've been threatening all night. But then that 2-run shot by Brandon Crawford really puts this one a little bit more out of reach and a little bit more stressful. First pitch to Story misses outside. 1-0. Story's 0 for 6 against Gott. And no matter how bad the Giants may seem to be struggling, they always seem to find a way to beat the Rockies. That's one of the frustrating things, I'm sure, for Rockies fans, is it just always seems like struggling teams then come out and just do amazing against the Rockies. Here's the 2-0 to Trevor Story. Lifts this one to center field. Dickerson's there. He'll make an easy catch. 2 away. So 2 away here in the Rockies' half of the 8th. 4-1 the score. I'll bring up David Dahl. It's 1 for 3. Had a single in the 6th. What I'd be interested to see, I think Michael Jordan, you can pull that comparison of Michael Jordan and Tim Tebow. The problem is, I think Michael Jordan is a better athlete than Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow, see him. Sometimes it looks like he doesn't know what he's doing on a baseball field. I think it's just a piece of goodwill that the Mets have signed him. Let him live out his dream in the minor leagues, just kind of fill in roster spots. But who knows? Maybe one day Tim Tebow can make it. Give me a bench guy somewhere. Here's the 1-1. Dahl swings to that one. It's 1-2. My only problem is with those type of guys, Michael Jordan, Tim Tebow, that they're just able to say, hey, I want to play baseball, and then a team is like, oh yeah, we'll sign you. And that's frustrating as me, as somebody who, would love to go to a playing career, go on to play minor league baseball or something, but not really have that opportunity. Nobody was looking at me. Nobody even knows I exist. And even though I'm pretty decent, I would say, and you would get even better with coaching practice and all that. But then to see those these pro athletes say, hey, I want to play this sport, and then they get to. So it's frustrating. But Dahl strikes out there, so eventless half of the 8th for the Rockies. We're through 8. Giants lead this 4-1 as we head to the 9th. Tyler Kinley getting the ball here on the mound, making his 23rd appearance. He's 0-1. 8.69 ERA, 21 strikeouts to 11 walks. Right-handers hitting .469 against him. Lefties hitting .296. 19 2/3 innings of work. Abital Avellino will hit now. He came in as part of the double switch for Brandon Crawford. Grounder back to the mound, almost backhands it, but Kinley recovers, throws him out. There's one away here in the 9th. So Rockies will have Arenado, Blackman, and Murphy due up in the bottom of the inning. Bring up Billy Hamilton, who's 1 for 4. RBI triple in this one. It's been a quick game, only about 80 minutes or so. It's been a quick game this afternoon, or this evening. Here's the first pitch to Hamilton. Called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Though I imagine if not for Michael Jordan playing basketball, we've never gotten the masterpiece that is Space Jam. Who knows? Here's the 0-1. Misses high, 1-1. Because if you recall, he was getting ready to play baseball at the beginning of that movie. That's when he's like, hey, I'm retired, I'm going to play baseball. And then the Looney Tunes end up roping him into playing basketball. Fun stuff. I think the sequel of that movie is supposed to come out next year. Here's the 1-1 to Hamilton. Grounded to first. Murphy's got it. Throws over to Kinley. It's a foot race, but he beats Hamilton to the bag. And there's 2 away.
The first baseman, number 2, Yolmer Sanchez.
We're going to be Yolmer Sanchez. What are the odds that, kind of off tangent, I'll bring up Yolmer Sanchez 0-4, that Michael Jordan makes a cameo of some kind in Space Jam 2? Because you can't, I feel like you can't make that movie without at least, mentioning Michael Jordan or talking about him or even having him kind of show up for a little bit. Here's the 1-0 to Sanchez. Grounded to third. Arenado's got it. He'll throw over to first. And the Giants go down quietly in the ninth. But we get to the bottom of the inning. Rockies got a lot of work to do. They're down by 3. But heart of the order due up. They've out-hit the Giants 8-7. They're going to need a miracle here in the ninth. 3 to score, 3 to tie, 4 to win. And they will face Reyes Moronta.
Now pitching for San Francisco, number 54, Reyes Moronta.
In his 14th appearance, he's 9 for 10 in save opportunities, a 2.19 ERA. Face Arenado, who's been held hitless tonight.
The third baseman,
Rockies looking to rally. They don't have many walk-off wins. First pitch taken all the way at strike 1. Again with the changeup. Arenado's been having trouble with that tonight. It's been plaguing him. So here's the 0-1. This is way outside. It's 1-1. Now imagine, what would you do? Who would you have star in a Space Jam type movie but with baseball? Catch the outside corner. It's 1-2. Personally, I would say you go with Mike Trout, but would Mike Trout want to do that? This is grounded to second. Sanchez has got it. Or Flores has got it. He'll throw to first. And there's one away here in the Rockies' ninth.
the right fielder, number 19.
So Arenado held hitless tonight. First time he really makes good contact, and it's right at the second baseman. I'll bring up Charlie Blackmon, 0 for 3. That's an interesting thought. Maybe we'll pick that up on another instance or thought. Who would you have be in your Space Jam movie, but for baseball? What would your plot be? What would happen? Here's the 0-1 to Blackmon. This is outside, 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Because then who do you have like the Monstars? Whose talents do they steal? Here's the 1-1 to Blackmon. Chops that one foul. It's 1-1. 1-2. Because we know Bugs Bunny is really good at baseball. If you've ever seen that old cartoon of him playing baseball by himself, plays every single position. Well, that's probably what it could be like. 2-2 to Blackmon now. Moronta looking to get his 10th save of the year. That one's hit foul into the camera well. It remains 2-2. So here comes the 2-2 delivery. This one's hit lazily down the right field line, foul. And we'll do it again, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Misses inside, 3-2. So Blackman's been able to work the count full. The 3-2. Check swing, slow roller to second. And there's 2 away here in the 9th. Rockies down to their final out as that was ball 4 to Blackman, but kind of the emergency swing taps it to second, so that'll bring up Daniel Murphy, who's 2 for 3, a double and a single in this one. Here's the first pitch to Murphy, grounded to first. Sanchez gets it, and that'll end it here as the Giants win this one big, 4-1. Johnny Cueto goes 6 1/3 strong. Brandon Crawford hits a 2-run homer in the 8th to extend their lead. Rockies had plenty of chances, but the Giants are able to pull away with this one. So the Rockies lose it here, 4-1. Chichi Gonzalez takes the loss as Bud Black just shakes his head trying to figure out this Rockies pitching staff. So Johnny Cueto improves to 3-3. Chichi Gonzalez drops to 0-5 on the year. Reyes Moronta gets his 10th save of the year. Player of the game, Brandon Crawford with that 2-run homer in the 8th. Is 1 for 3. Johnny Cueto goes 6 1/3, gives up 7 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Chichi Gonzalez goes 5 innings, gives up 2 runs on 5 hits, walks 3, struck out 2. So the notables for San Francisco: Billy Hamilton goes 1 for 5 with an RBI triple. Hunter Pence 2 for 4 with a double. Rob Brantley 1 for 4 with a run scored. Notables for Colorado: Murphy, Ryan McMahon, and Sam Hilliard each had 2 hits apiece. Ryan Miltapi with a pinch hit single. But that'll do it here for the Rockies on this Monday. They lose this one 4-1 as they look to bounce back against the Giants tomorrow in Game 2 of this 4-game series at home. So that'll do it here. I've been Skylar Timmons here on the Sideline Crowd. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You always look at Facebook as we try to share the current news and stuff and what's happening, especially with the 2020 season news coming out. So we'll try to keep you updated over there on Facebook. Again, you find us on the Sideline Crowd. But thank you so much for joining us, and definitely share this with your friends, people that are missing baseball, want to hear me practice at least, or just watch some sort of baseball in general. But thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here on the Sideline Crowd.